Good morning, lovely people. How are you all today? I hope you're well. I hope you're cozy. I'm just going to say very briefly, and a massive thank you to Sheila, Sarah and Denise, who got me out of a bit of a hole at the weekend. My blimmin' boiler went on the fritz. Oh, it's fixed. It's fine. And fortunately, it wasn't too cold. It wasn't too cold, out there, so it wasn't too cold in here. It was a case of, okay, put another jumper on. If I'm sitting still at the computer or sewing machine or whatever, put a rug over my knees. I can survive without putting the heat on, but I miss hot water. I really missed hot water. Anyway, thank goodness that's fixed now. Brilliant, thank you. So yeah, it's another really grey, wet morning. I don't think there's going to be any gardening happening today. That's another reason I'm back. I've pulled my chair back over towards the window again to try to find some light. But it is, I'm just looking at the screen. It is quite harsh light, isn't it? Never mind. Hopefully, at least being in the light, my blessed camera can focus. Oh, talking about the camera, do you remember the other day I was saying how my tripod, I'm just looking down at it, was broken? Where the three legs come out, there are sort of brackets from a central pole to sort of hold them in place. And it's one of those brackets that there's a sort of pin through it to hold it in place. It had snapped, and I'm guessing it's somewhere in the garden. And maybe I'll turn it up as buried treasure at some point. I certainly won't be. Oh, that's something, I'll tell you about that in a second. Yeah, so I'd kind of taped it up, bound it up, and that worked for the last 6 months. Great. And that disintegrated. So I thought, I'm going to have to buy a new tripod. But I think I fixed it with a safety pin, of all things. Basically, where the central bracket is, that's the tripod leg. It attaches like this with a pin through it. And I thought, I just need some wire to go through all this little series of holes just to hold it in place. I just need some wire. I thought, great, in my toolbox, I'm sure I've got fuse wire. And if you go up to something like, oh crikey, 20 amp, do people even use that now? It's quite thick, fuse wire. I thought that'll do the job. So I went to my toolbox and I only had 3 amp. Was it 3 amp or even 1 amp? Anyway, the finest of fine. And I thought, well, that might do if I thread it through a few times. And then I had the genius idea. It's got a safety pin through it. It's held together with the safety pin. Shall I show you? Hang on a tick, I'll show you. I don't know if you'll be able to make it out, but yeah, here's the safety pin. So it's like, can you see there where the safety pin is threading through? That's where I lost my little pin thing. But yeah, that works. I don't know, coming around this way, I don't know how long it will work for, but needs must and all that. Better than spending unnecessary money, huh? Whatever it takes, eh? I'm always looking for ways to do things that aren't going to cost me money. Of course, some things do. But anyway, yes, I'm warm again, I've got hot water again, I've got a functioning tripod. Life is good. And just before we go any further today, because I was hoping to take us out into the garden, that's so not going to happen. But I wanted to say a special shout out to a very, very young gardening friend we have here. Hello, Paxton. Paxton, all the way down under in Melbourne, in Australia. Paxton is only 4. Well, actually, he's all of 4. He's a big boy. And Paxton's into his gardening, so he enjoys our garden time together. Paxton, I love that. And I hope that you've got some gorgeous, gorgeous veggies on the go, because of course, this is always a weird one, isn't it, to think about? But of course, you're in summer, where my poor little garden is in winter, with nothing much more than a few brassicas, maybe a couple more carrots. And your garden is at its height of summer, so I hope you've got lots of lovely things like tomatoes and, ooh, the thought of a fresh tomato. Anyway, so, hey Paxton, I was hoping to say hello to you in the garden because I know that gardening is your gig, but it's not a gardening day in London today. Definitely not. Oh my goodness me. No, it's not. Hey ho. There are things to do indoors. Just another thing that came up from the other day. My goodness, what a whoosh of memory I had suddenly. So after I'd been decorating or putting out my little Christmas decorations a few days ago, I don't know what, the memory didn't come in the moment. It was last night actually, and I don't know what made me think of it. But I was thinking about my grandma's corn dollies. Can you see the clock from here? Oh yeah, you can. I don't know. Oh, my mannequin. You see where the top of my mannequin is? Can you see just behind, hanging on the door, the grandfather clock? That's one of my grandma's corn dollies. So yeah, I don't know why this memory came, but suddenly it came and it was so vivid. And it was not anything, it was just the most minute detail of life. And it's obviously been locked away in here for years and years and years. Haven't thought about it in 40 plus years. But I suddenly had a memory of my grandma doing the preparation for the corn before making it into the corn dolls. And part of the preparation was all the beautiful the long stalks of the corn. I'm saying corn as in wheat, so the shafts of wheat, rather than corn as in flint corn or sweet corn or that kind of corn. All these long shafts, they would be laid out in the bathtub and soaked in hydrogen peroxide. So that did a couple of things. It helped to clean them, it helped kill off any little bugs or whatever that were in those little shafts of corn, so that then when she made the corn dolls, they were immaculately clean and bug free. But I hadn't thought of that for years, this sight of all the corn in the bath soaking in hydrogen peroxide. And then I was thinking how funny, because I've been doing all the linens, soaking all the linens. Some of them are still on the rad. Really, really, really want to make sure they're bone dry. But yeah, there's me soaking my linens in hydrogen peroxide in my bath. I don't know why it hadn't occurred to me before. But then the other thing that occurred to me about that at my grandma's house is we used to go down, this is in Dorset, we used to go down every summer for weeks on end in the long school holidays. So for instance, when I was doing my Christmas decorations and I showed that photograph of my sister and I playing on some old rusted farm machinery. I can't remember, one of them was I don't know what you call it, but for sowing seed. So it's got the long trough that's kind of metal but with a wooden base to it with the holes in, like a hopper, so all the seed goes in and then it gets pulled along behind the tractor and the seed gradually drops through the holes. That's what I'm talking about, that version of Dorset, my childhood version of Dorset. Anyway, the thing that I was remembering about the bath, which is making me chuckle to myself now, is I don't remember ever having a bath while I was there, ever. Obviously we'd wash our hands before our tea, we'd probably wash our face from time to time, you know, with a really scratchy flannel. But yeah, we never had a bath. But then again, we bathed in the sea almost every day. Pretty much every day. I count myself so lucky. I'm so lucky that my grandparents decided to up and leave London in, I think, the late 50s and make a new life for themselves down in Dorset. And by doing so, it gave me the most wonderful small doses of a rural childhood. Brilliant. You know I'm very romantic about rural living. I am romantic about it, but I'm also, it's not with rose-tinted specs. I know it's hard. I do know. I know firsthand it's hard. It's a hard life. But when it's beautiful, it's truly unmatchably beautiful. Oh, thank goodness. And also just being so close to the sea, being put into the sea as babies, you know. It's like, no, I don't know how to swim, but I'm being dangled in water. And I pretty quickly did learn how to swim and spent hours and hours and hours in the sea down there. Oh, I was mentioning this to someone the other day as well about, in a sort of private conversation, how this whole lockdown thing, I've generally been okay with it. I'm missing my hugs, obviously. I miss having friends here, obviously. I miss going to my great aunt massively. But I think the other thing I've missed is I haven't been to the seaside, because my great aunt lives near the sea too. I haven't been to the seaside in 10 months. That's the longest I've gone without seeing the sea, I think, for my entire life. It's bonkers, isn't it? What's even more bonkers, I'm on one now, is I know there are people who live in countries inland with no coast, or in big countries such as America where they live, you know, far inland, who've never been to the sea. I find it almost impossible to think about life, my life, imagine my life if I hadn't had the sea in it. Yes, very, very lucky as kids that, thank you Grandma and Grandad, thank you for making that move to Dorset and giving me that opportunity growing up to experience rural life. Love it. And I know that's going to beg the question from a lot of you of why don't I go move there? House prices. I know it's crazy, isn't it? You know, folk think, oh, you've got a flat in London, you could sell that and buy a 5-bedroom cottage in the countryside. No, I couldn't. What you have to remember is, this is a studio flat, it's small, it's on a main road above a shop. Oh, that brings the price down. So yeah, you know, I'm comfortable here, I'm happy here, but to move and to my grandparents, if I wanted to move to my grandparents' old village and buy a 1-storey, you know, ground floor cottage, that's what I'm looking for because of my knees, with even a small garden, would cost probably, realistically, about 2.5 to 3 times what my flat is worth. So I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm a bit stuck. One day. Anyway, goodness me, it's that thing, isn't it, of... it can be the oddest thing which prompts a memory. Now, obviously, getting the decorations up, that prompts memories, and we know that's going to happen, but that memory of the corn in the bath at Green Acres, I hadn't thought of that for years. That was the name of their house, Green Acres. Love it. Right, what are we looking for? Number 16. Here we go. 16 on the cathedral. I'm not looking, I'm just bending it to open. What is number 16? Shout to me, tell me what it is. Okay, I'll have a look. It's a Christmas cracker. I don't know why I did that kind of weird, almost Irish then. It's a cracker. That was someone's catchphrase, that's why. Whose catchphrase was that? It's a cracker. I don't know, doesn't matter. Anyway, yes. Oh, Christmas cracker. So this Christmas, yes, I'm hoping to come to you all again on Christmas Day. Now, I don't buy anything in especially, but the last couple of years when we've had Christmas Day together, we have pulled our crackers, haven't we? Because we all have to be in a cracker hat. You get yours, I get mine. And the box of crackers that I've used for the last couple of years for our Christmas together, I found them in a charity shop. It was like 50p for this big box of crackers. And I think there are 2 more left. So that this Christmas, we can have crackers together again. Which means A, we can both wear our hats. B, we're going to have some rubbish jokes, riddles again. Oh, I can't wait. Right, in the meantime, number 16. There we go. Number 16 on the literary advent calendar. Best advent calendar I've ever had. Oh, can you get your first glimpse? What does it say? Oh, it's Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss's legendary Grinch made his print debut in the 1955 poem The Who Bob and the Grinch, 2 years before the publication of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Oh, isn't there a film? Didn't they make a live action film, as in rather than animation? I'm sure there's a film of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I haven't seen it. Maybe it'll be on this Christmas. Maybe that can be one of my things that I say, yeah, take some time out, watch a daft movie. Love it. Those long, green, hairy fingers. Oh, brilliant. 1955. You know, in some ways you think, 1955, yeah. That's not too long ago, is it? 45, 55, 65 years ago. Dr. Seuss was definitely ahead of his time, wasn't he? Oh, thank you, Dr. Seuss, for bringing us so much fun and joy over the years. Stop. Do not hop on pop. You know, that's my favourite quote. So yes, goodness me, what am I going to get up to today? I'm not sure. Probably, sorry, I'm slurping on chamomile. It's the wrong time of day to have chamomile tea, I know. But, well, you can tell from the light, can't you? And the fact that I've got the flat lights on, it's not going to be an outdoorsy day today. I'll try to pop out at some point just to have a bit of air and a bit of sky and all that. But, you know, it's going to be a brolly day. So, I think I'm just going to get my hug on, stay at home, start in on, where is it, that lot. There's a pile of fabric to start sewing. So yes, that's what I shall do today. I hope whatever you decide to do today, that you will be cosy, happy and huggy doing it. If it's not chucking down where you are, oh, I'm jealous, get out to your gardens. And if, like Paxton, you're down in Australia or anywhere else down there, oh my goodness, get out and enjoy that sunshine. Enjoy that sunshine for all of us northerners. For now, I'm going to say cheerio, get on with things and see you all tomorrow, hopefully when it's a bit drier, for A, another opening of a window, and B, some more, oh yes, I know the things I want to do, some more garden time. So until then, please look after yourselves. Happy memories, everybody. I think, okay, I don't want to be maudlin again. I know that there's a lot of you who are going through toffee at the moment, and you know, you're feeling really, really quite distraught and down. But amongst all that, you do have happy memories. You do. So let us all just let our minds wander, close our eyes, picture ourselves when we were 4 or 5 with our grannies and granddads. Picture ourselves when we were 22, first meeting our partners and first walking out together, whatever it is. Picture that good stuff and just wallow in it. Until next time, please look after yourselves. Happy memories to you all, and see you soon.